This is the Young Investor for the New Investor podcast, and through perseverance, discipline, and patience, I have been able to reach my first milestone of $50,000 portfolio value. In addition, through passion and resilience, I have been able to grow my income last year in 2018 through the achievement of my targets at work, therefore unlocking a bonus that was just paid yesterday. I have, as promised, injected 90% of my bonus into my brokerage account already. My portfolio value at market close reached $59,496.79, now getting me closer to the second milestone of $75,000. As also promised, I will keep this cash on hand to be ready in the event of a market crash, which we foresee could happen this year or beginning of the next. That's through actually documenting yourself as much as possible. You could form that own opinion to yourself and take action appropriately. Now, you will want to have that cash when the companies you want to take position in are on a discount. Very early on, I decided to expatriate myself, basically since I was 19 years old. I was working and living in different countries than my own. Hospitality business is hard. It is long hours, it is intense, it is working when others are not. So far, I have lived and worked in 12 countries, was indeed fortunate enough to have been born in a family which could afford my education and did not take any debt. However, I was quickly independent from my parents in terms of sustaining myself financially after my graduation. So I worked my way up through the ranks in difficult environments, in difficult corners of the globe. Believe me, you do not work in hospitality for the money. We may have one of the lowest salary scale versus the input probably in the world. I started to really make money when still as an expatriate I had reached higher levels in my organization through hard work. Today, I am a general manager. Hard work and sacrifice have both combined, have gotten a high return on investment over time. Obviously, it took me more than 15 years to get there. I am 38 years old. How likely are you to sacrifice to reach your dreams? You need to believe that if I am able today to save so much, have no debt, and invest 75% of my income into my future freedom and security, even if I could have done this many years ago. But that was the simple result of my own ignorance at the time. It is because I was very early on willing to sacrifice my very square way of life in a major city with all its riches. I was willing to do what others may not consider or find too hard. Even if I should have started my investment journey earlier, I have made a promise to myself to make up for the time that I have lost, which also come with further sacrifice. As we are today the 2nd of April, I would like to share with you the very first personal finance operations I perform the first day of every month when I receive income. 1. I pay myself first, so I have transferred my budgeted investment money and my brokerage account already. 2. 7% was deducted from my salary for my company's joint investment program. 3. I pay no income taxes as they are covered by the company as an expatriate. Think about it. 4. I withdrew $900 cash to cover my monthly expenses, groceries and other monthly needs. Do not pay those by credit card. Try and keep a budgeted amount of cash for that purpose. 5. I settled my American Express for the months of March expenses due to a recent business trip in which I incurred some personal expenses as well. Now, after performing all of this, I can assure you that you are not left with much to spend with. You basically live like you are broke, which you quickly get used to, believe me, but the level of satisfaction and the happiness for a job well done you actually feel is actually priceless. Go ahead, just try it. If you're unable to sacrifice too much, and I absolutely respect that, as only you can actually determine what you're ready for and what you're not ready for. In that case, the principles and the steps I just mentioned remain the same. spend less than you earn, and pay yourself first. Another key aspect is to set milestones for yourself and a yearly financial objective, no matter how small or how large it is. I previously mentioned to review your lifestyle habits. You will need to absolutely ensure that your fixed expenses are kept to a minimum, catering for your needs, not for your wants. This is again another form of sacrifice with a ridiculous return on investment should you take a second look at all of this today. Geographic arbitrage was a term I used previously, has played against me yesterday. I told you I will keep you posted on my Facebook ads campaign. Well, since my credit card is registered in another country than the one I am in, Facebook found this suspicious and disabled completely my ads account for my podcast. So I asked for their clemency, but it was rejected. I have therefore opened a new Twitter account, and please do follow me at New Investor Pod, or on Facebook at the New Investor Pod, or on Instagram at the New Investor Podcast. I guess the potential growth of this podcast will need to be purely organic. For now, as I will not give up, I wish you all a fantastic day ahead and plenty of success on the stock market this week.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.